Hey, all the special parents out there. It's that time of year. It is late October, early November, which means it's annual IEP time. Woo! No, nothing cheery about it. But I decided to take an old Christmas story and adapt it for special parents to help make the day a little bit lighter. So, all my special parents with IEP meetings, this is for you. It's called "This Was the Night Before the IEP Meeting." Ready? This was the night before the IEP meeting, and all through the house, the parents were kneeling, praying to Jesus on the cross. Their papers were placed in folders with care in hopes that all the right paperwork would still be in there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, oblivious to the panic in their parents' head. And Mama in her hair bonnet and Daddy in his wave cap were anticipating a very long post-IEP nap when the phone gave a beep and they heard the email notice clatter. Ding, ding. So they sprang from their bed to see what was the matter. Straight to their laptops, they ran in a flash and entered their passwords with a sprinter-like dash. But the subject line hid what they needed to know. All the information was in the long text below. While opening the email, what should appear but a sleigh full of names? So they grabbed a few beers. With beers in their hand, their dread grew quick. They saw in a flash the IEP trick. Scrolling through the CC box launched a scary new game as they rolled their eyes and called out all of the names. First the principal, then superintendent, next special ed director, and the list wasn't done yet. On OT, on speech, on social worker, on social school psychologist, and all the other team lurkers. We'll fight them tomorrow, the parents yelled at the wall. We'll meet and we'll fight them. We'll fight with them all. While drinking and reading, they let the curse words fly. Then they said, "Sorry, help us, Jesus," as they looked to the sky. So they read the email while sipping their brews, just knowing the email had something new for them to do. And then, in a miracle, they read the truth. It was just a reminder that the meeting, and they felt like such goofs. At last, they could relax and prepare to lay down. But an IEP elf appeared with a bound. She was an expert in IEPs from her head to her foot. She knew ADA, IDEA, and how best to give input. A bundle of information she had in her knapsack. She looked like a lawyer opening up her pack. Her eyes, how they twinkled so glowy and merry. The parents pinched themselves to make sure she wasn't imaginary. Her mouth wore a grin like a Christmas bow. "Don't worry," she said. "Let's fight the status quo." Then she grabbed a beer bottle and opened it with her teeth, and she drank it all up with one big sip like their Uncle Keith. While drinking the beer, she gently held her belly, and the parents relaxed, knowing this elf was their Machiavelli. She was feisty and strong, and so sure of herself. "I've been trained by the best," she said. "I'm your personal IEP elf." Without speaking a word, she went straight to work, giving them the knowledge they needed to beat any jerk. She drilled them to make sure they knew all she'd imposed. When she was done, she ordered her Uber pool sleigh with a touch to her nose, gave the parents a dap, and from the chair she rose. The sleigh arrived full of more elves just like her, ready to help other parents become IEP fighters when problems occurred. Our IEP elf gave the elf slave driver a long whistle and all of the L's with their information on person-centered IEPs took off like a missile. The parents heard her calling as she drove out of sight. Sleep well tonight. You are well prepared for your IEP fight. And remember that although tomorrow you'll brawl, the IEPLs will continue the fight until there's total full inclusion in school for all. All right. I'm so goofy. Have a good night. And I seriously am sending everyone hugs and loves and hope for productive, wonderful IEP meetings. Peace.